Okay, let's take a look at the rest of your dashboard now. So the first area I want to go to is grade 1 at a glance. If I click on here, it's going to take me to this tab. So you can actually access it either way. But let's just click on this link and it's going to take us in to get a snapshot of grade 1. What this shows you is all of the different areas: content, organization, voice, and so on. And down here are a list of all your ICANNs. Now, the ones in blue, you're going to see the blue ones line up to the new draft curriculum. As there becomes the new curriculum, the final version of it, this will be updated. And so you'll get a chance, you'll get an email that will ask you to come on back and grab the new copy of the updates. And so don't worry, I've got you covered, literally, in terms of the updates are coming your way if you stay on the mailing list, okay? So then the blue here is the new curriculum and the old are under here, but they're still really relevant. With the new curriculum, because it's concept-based, it's really asking you to teach to the big idea. And so these then are not to be considered each outcomes as much as you might consider them to be like ideas to or suggestions to build your mini lessons around. So your ICANN statements now can become the crux or the foundation for your mini lessons that help you to get at the big idea that you're trying to explore in your classroom. Okay, as you're doing that deep dive learning, which writing outcomes can you bring in? So it's kind of that idea. So that's what this was built with, this in mind, okay? Notice the color coding, and this just gives you a big snapshot of grade 1 at a glance, okay? Let's go back to our dashboard. And then this one is exciting. This is make a rubric. Now there's going to be times that you're going to be doing a variety of writing activities in the classroom and you want to customize that rubric. And you know how long it takes to customize a rubric? A long time. So instead, I've built you an easily customizable rubric generator right here. So let's take a look. And then click on here, and here we've got content organization, voice, editing, and revising. The sharing one is not included in this yet. That will be an update coming at a later time. All right, so now we've got our I don't need help, I get some of it, I might need help, I've got it, I can do it myself, or I've got it and I can teach it to a friend. So keep those 4 levels of achievement in mind. And then my writing has many ideas under content. So all I have to do here is to fill my rubric is I choose the area that is applicable to the writing assignment that I've given to my kiddos. And here, let's say we're writing a story. And so I'm going to look at this one. Number 2, I still need help to write a story. So that is number 2. And then for level 2, I just simply pick the one that's under number 2 again, and I will get the 4 levels. So I'm always lining up to that number. See how that works? And it just simply fills in my rubric. Okay, now I could stop right there and just print this off. Okay, so let me show you how that works. So I could just choose this, and then I'm going to just drag to highlight just that section. Okay, and then I could go to print, but it's going to bring in all of the rubric. Well, I don't want that. I just wanted that little snapshot to give the kids that little part of it because it's all we're working on right now. So instead, I'm going to go over here to selected cells. And now it just gives me that part, okay? Now that can become my master, and I can do several of these and then put them on one sheet and then make a master from that and so on to get that printed, okay? But this is how you can just highlight part of it and go to print, and then you would just hit next, okay? So as I continue down to the different areas, I could, if I needed to, fill in this whole thing. So I could say I need help with story ending. Maybe we were adding that. That was also a 2. So to continue on filling this in, I'm just going to keep going with this, like this. And then I can go down to voice or artistry. And let's say I need, my words don't make a clear picture. That's under number 6. So again, number 6, number 6, number 6. And you can see how I can fill this all in. And I can just keep going. Okay, once again, I can go to print. And this time I didn't select any cells, so it's going to fill in the whole page for me. So that's what it's going to look like when I print it out. But if I don't like that, I'm going to go back to cancel here. And I'm going to go here. I can click on, here's another trick. I can go click on the first cell and then just go down to the bottom here and hit my shift key as I do it. If I hit my shift key as I do it, then it selects that whole area. Okay. Another way to do that is just to go here and drag it out. I often use the shift one. I just feel like it's a little more control. Okay, so then I'm going to go to print. And I don't want the whole page, so I'm going to choose the cells that I selected, and it's just going to give me that part. Okay, so that is a nice way to print out a whole rubric or part of one. So right here, go back to my dashboard on this tab right here. And so we've done make a rubric. We've seen our grade 1 at a glance. Now this is a place that you can actually have a little more control about what comes up in those drop down menus on your rubric. So if you click on here, add options to my rubric, it's going to come up with this. Now you can see these are all the options that I've put into the back of your rubric that align, and you can see how they line up with the curriculum. Okay, now again, the new curriculum is not quite in the rubric yet. That's going to be a future update. So there are a few things coming your way if you stay on the email list. Okay, and so what you would do here though is, and you can see the content, and in the area of content we have our 4 levels. Orange is always rarely, and this is level 2, level 3, and level 4, and so on. So your 4 being your highest achievement level. Okay, so if you want to add something, say I want to add this, and I'm just going to take that and say I sometimes want to add this, just for purposes here. And I frequently want to add this. And I consistently want to add this. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so there we go. So now I've added something in the background. Now watch if I go back to the actual rubric, and I'm going to go back to the tab right here and go to the content area, and you notice that I just filled in the middle one before, but I actually could look for up to 3 things in the area of content. So I'm going to look up here, and you can see down at the bottom here, number 12, I want to add this. It's now become a part of my drop down menu. Okay, now the reason that these are down here, because these were more teacher language, so they've got a T beside them. So if you're making the rubric for yourself, then you might want to go down here. If you're trying to get the kid-friendly language versions, those are up here. Okay, and so that's just so you understand how that's working. Okay, so now that that's in there, you can see it became an option. So you can add in options at any time just by simply going from the dashboard to I want to add options to my rubrics, or you can go down along here on this tab into the rubric options. Now I'm going to delete those, so you just highlight and click delete, highlight, click delete, and so on. Don't delete your numbers though, because then you're going to kind of mess up your number scheme, and it will make it hard for you to line up your levels of achievement. Okay, so let's go on to the next thing. One of the things that I gave you in the email was access to the Mentor Text Library. You can get to it from the link I gave you there, but you can also get to it from this dashboard because this is all linked up, okay? So if I access the Mentor Text Library, now when we're teaching kids writing, it's absolutely fundamental that you use good literature as the foundation for the lesson. If kids see good literature, then they can learn how to produce good literature, and they have to learn to love it. Okay, now there is you can see that this is protected. It's not protected for me. It took me right in here because I am already in. I'm already signed in. This is my website. It's called Quest Teaching, and I have put the Mentor Text Library on my website for you. And here we go. And the password for this, is covers. All right, so now here we go. And this is like if you're looking for the perfect mentor text to help with your writing lessons, here's what you have to do. Number one, choose a filter like we did before. Remember when we were sorting our kids' data? This is the same thing, but we're looking for mentor text. So if you know the title you're looking for, you could see if it's in here. So let's say if I want to see if Stephanie's ponytail. That one is not in here, okay? But what if I wanted to look for Robert Munch then? Maybe something else of his is in here. So yeah, right away, as soon as I'm doing this, you can see that we do have cookies in here. So that title is in there. All right. Now let's say I was looking for books that are at a reading level J. Okay. So I typed in here reading level and I got rid of all the other filters. And now all of the books that I can learn about all the books that are level J that would be a good mentor text. Now, that's not all. Take a look at what the information is that you're getting along the way. So, again, we were talking about, let's say you wanted one that was teaching them how to sequence a story. Well, and maybe our theme is animals. Well, this one right here, The Very Clumsy Click Beetle by Eric Carle, would be a perfect one for that because it involves sequencing and it's to do with animals, right? The information that is in here really helps. And so there's all kinds of level J books that came up, and you can see it tells you what it might be good for teach or what kind of writing it would work for. It also gives you the publisher and the author. So if you need to go and purchase that book, go ahead and add to your classroom library. Okay, so that's how the Mentor Text Library works. You can, again, sort by anything. You could sort by animals. And all the books that have to do with animals are going to come up. You can see if you have the reading level, it's in there. And again, the area that it would be best suited for teaching about, and the writing skill that it would work for is there. Okay, so that is your Mentor Text Library. Let's head on back to our dashboard, because we also have in here a lesson library. So if we click on that, it's again going to take you to the Quest Teaching site. And this page is also protected. Covers is also the password. And it has, and that's all uppercase, by the way. Covers, all capital letters, and you've got it. In this lesson library, we've entered a whole whackload of lessons. Most of them right now are just for grade 1. I will be updating this for other grades as we go. So if you are not a grade 1 teacher right now, stay tuned. I will be letting you know when the updates are coming. And so as I get more in here. Now, I can't obviously, because of copyright, and I would never want to break that, I don't want to steal other people's work. Okay, I'm not going to be taking their lessons and putting them on here for you, but I can point you in the right direction. So let's say that you need a lesson on making a list. And so if you're teaching grade 1, for example, you can go here to Scholastic Early Places for Writing Guide, and you can go here to page 131, 132, and it will tell you the lesson topic and so on. So if I click through here also, you can see it gives you all the information. I can scroll through here. It guides, there's a lesson description, okay? So there we go. Everything is in there. And if I click on the link or put the link in my bar, it's going to take me right to it. So if you don't have that resource, it's just one click away to go and buy it yourself. And again, you can use all of these different filters. So if you're just looking for something in the area of content, then you click on that and up comes all of the lessons that are associated with content. And so here's a craft and convention lesson structure, and it's a web template. It models, here's what happens. You web model with previously filled topics, and then pre-writing, planning, model writing is the strategy that you should use, and so on. Okay, I see I have some typos to fix. Oh, there's always something. So I will do that, and that is your lesson library. All right, now finally we're back at our dashboard, and the last thing I want to show you is the curriculum grade 1, or the grade 1 curriculum map. Now you had grade 1 at a glance. This is a little bit different, because what it does is it takes the new curriculum with the guiding questions and the literacy progression, and it shows you, of course this is only draft version now, and it may change and it may become part of the updates, okay? But this was released earlier this summer, and so I worked from that. So let's take a look at this. So this actually kind of has your big ideas of the areas that you could be working on. So in the area of content, here's your guiding questions, okay? Here's the outcome. So students create text for communication of feelings, ideas, experiences, and information. Wow, that's a biggie, okay? Under content, students will recognize that literacy is used for many purposes in their everyday lives and provides enjoyment. And there's also another one that's applicable here. Students will identify literacy skills needed to complete a task. Okay, so we're working on those, and we're also working on this one here. Students organize text for different purposes: to inform, to persuade, or to entertain. Okay, so then under generating ideas, these are all of the ICANs or suggested mini lessons that you could build a mini lesson around for generating ideas. Okay, now for this, under beginning narrative or introductions at grade 1 level, there's really not a lot there. They're really not concerned yet with the structure of or the content that's in your beginning. It's not looking for too much in terms of specifics, okay? And so here, clarity, but it will fit under this category of communicate meaning and clarity. Students will present ideas, information in a logical, clear manner. So sequencing. It's not to say that just because it isn't here that we're not going to work on it. We're still going to work on it, and this allows us to see that, but it's just not an expectation at a bigger level in grade 1. Okay, and so here's my middle narrative. These are the things I could work on or build some lessons around in teaching about the middle of my narratives. And the endings, we're not focused too much on that. Again, not that I'm not going to teach it, but it's not an expectation at this level, okay? Nonfiction, these are the things that I'm going to work on in my nonfiction, okay? Going across, same thing to organize. There's the big idea, here's guiding questions, here's where it fits in the literacy progression, and so on. Again, the blue is for new curriculum, the white is the older curriculum. But it doesn't really matter because, you know, these are now like our suggested things that we can build mini lessons around no matter what our big idea topic is, okay? So if I'm looking at working on questioning, gathering and focusing ideas, these are the ICANs. Could be working on actually going to get the research done, crediting sources. Even at grade 1, they're wanting you to know that you can credit, you need to say who the author of a work is, okay? And so on. Evaluate and organize the information, connect to the information, set the author purpose, and organize the text. And so I've just tried to pull out the big ideas and add them in here, and then this is all aligned to where it fits within our curriculum focus. Okay, so that's your grade 1 curriculum map, and I hope that that's really helpful to you as you're doing your year planning, as you're doing your lesson planning and your unit planning. I think that that's going to be a huge time saver for you. So I hope so. That's it. That's your dashboard, and I hope that these tools are very, very helpful to you and become just an integral part of your writing assessment plan, because using and giving kids specific feedback about their progress is so vital to their growth in writing. And having these tools to build your lessons and help you plan for that, I think is going to be a help to you. I'd love to hear how you use them. I'd love to hear, how you're using the covers and some of the lessons that you've decided to do in the classroom. That would be a great help to me, and it also will give me ideas for future things that you might want me to create for you. Until next time, take care and keep writing.